Hello, people. I came to throw some cards on the energy on the autopsy reports, and this would be the second autopsy, the private one. Hey, Michi, the private one, and see what the cards have to say. I'm gonna go in with the beautiful violet veil. Hey, Midnight Intuition. So I heard about the results, okay, with Nolan and the autopsy reports. And I know it was surprising to some of us. I know it was surprising to me because I did not know that they take out your throat. Okay. Now, why? I don't know. I never knew that they took out your throat. And then he said that they didn't really send it to him with the body. Okay. I knew it was going to be something about the organs, okay? They take out the organs and they weigh them and stuff. But I didn't know they took out the throat. Why they take out the throat? They got to take they got to take the throat out? I mean, what's up with that? Yes. Hey, Deborah. I know it's going to be interesting, okay, because this whole freaking case is starting to be interesting, okay? What in the world? Now, see, this is the thing about it. The thing about this is, with this case, is that now the teenagers, this seems like the teenagers, this ain't even about the teenagers no more. This is about some overgrown adults. I mean, that's the vibe I'm getting. I don't know what y'all was doing on this island. And then I seen a picture, a video. Somebody was on the island at the 4th of July. And they were showing, now I'm thinking a boat or two, but they got all these boats all along the shore, okay, of the island. And I'm looking at people, okay, grandmas. Well, they look like they could be grandmas. They were shaped like grandmas. But anyway, I digress. I'm like, okay, it looked like what you would call a family reunion on the island. Okay? That's what it looked like. So, it was interesting, is what I'm saying. Very interesting. I did not expect that. Let's see. Let's get a symbol, mystical symbols, okay? Because this is definitely, oops, I almost shook the cards out the box. This is definitely symbolic, okay? This little situation here. And let's see what comes up. What symbol comes up in regards to, oh, by the way, mystical symbols? That comes up in regards to the 4th of July on Horn Island. Okay, I'm not talking about the autopsy, I'm talking about the 4th of July. Okay, the vision that's in my head, the cards know. The vision I got with all these people on the beach. And they said it was like 800 people. Was it like 800 people? Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't know what they was doing, but that didn't seem like no deserted island or uninhabited island to me. But anyway, something is going on. So anyway, we just happen to see it on 4th of July. But that would be something I would think people would go to because it's a little remote. It's by itself. I think it's surrounded by water. Yeah, the only way you can get out there is via a boat. Okay, so I want to look at what symbols comes out of this. Oh, that one just fell out. What is this? The dice. It's a wrist. It's fate. trusting the unknown. That's interesting because that's basically what it is when you're going on an island like that. Okay, um, yeah. So that's a fitting card. The dice. Okay, so that's a symbol. The dice. Mm. Taking a gamble. Oh yeah. They take the throat to check for strangulation topics and poisoning. It's the hardest reading I've ever done. My head hurts so bad. I believe I feel Nolan head. Now, I remember people were talking about feeling like they got hit in the head. Now, and he's got a head wound. And they said he could have got hit by the boat. Oh, I missed that. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Sky Blue. Hey, got change. Okay. Yeah, the second autopsy. Yeah, right, exactly. And I didn't see big boats. I just seen maybe you could call it a yacht and smaller. There could have been bigger boats there. I just didn't see it in that clip. You felt a pat on the back of your head. So they saying that could be along the lines with getting hit by the boat. He might have knocked himself out, something. Okay, but he was fully clothed. So if he was fully, that's what they say. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's like I'm saying, I'm just getting bits and pieces. But if he was fully clothed, what's he doing in the water? Period. If he's fully clothed. You're fully clothed is, I don't plan on going out in the water. Okay? Now, half clothed would be, I might go out in the water, I might not. You know, you don't have to. But fully clothed, you don't plan on going out in the water. The funeral took place, and now they say it's a crime. They didn't. I don't think they went as far as to say it was a crime, but they didn't go as far to say it was a drowning either. Oh, okay. Is that how that goes with the water, Sky Blue? Well, that's saying, okay, he could have fallen in the water fully clothed. Right, right, right. He could have a whole lot of things. But what I'm saying is, he wasn't swimming. Oh, okay. Right, parts were not. Well, I didn't think the parts would, especially the organs, okay. But the throat, I didn't know they took the throat. I mean, I know they cut you open, okay. And I know they take out part. Well, here's the thing. I don't really know how they do it, but I thought that they put the stuff back in you and sew you back up and send you on your way. Okay. Hate to sound so cold, but I thought that's how they do it. Now, I didn't know that they took out the throat. I didn't know the throat comes out. So, but anyway, it's not an organ. So the coroner was saying he was surprised that he did not get the throat. Okay. Hi, Patricia. Oh, there's a lot missing. Ain't no something. There's a lot missing. The organs, the throat. Oh, because it's not deep enough to hold them anyway, huh? To anchor. Right. Well, he said he didn't get the throat. Okay. The throat, I don't know. I'm not the coroner. Well, if he choked, if he, whatever goes on in the neck, in the throat part, he would have been able to detect. Now, he didn't get the lungs either, which I don't think you're going to get either. But I would think you would get them. I don't know. Okay. And then the first report is they haven't come out with the first report. Well, I'm telling you, this is just crazy. Okay. So we got the dice. Let's look and see if we get another symbol. Okay. We have the map. Strategy. Life's blueprint. Okay. Finding direction. Oh, now look at that. The little boats. Look at that. That's interesting. The map. Okay. And we have the cauldron. Transformation, manifestation, and creation. Oh, okay. So he did have on swim trunks. Right. So the roots, ancestral wisdom, connection to lineage. Okay. So those are some of the symbols that comes out in regards to the energy. On that 4th of July. Mm-hmm. Mystical symbols. Okay. So I'm just crazy. It's just crazy. Okay. How people are acting and all this stuff that's going on with this behind this, the death of this boy is crazy. Okay. And then and the Nancy Guthrie case. I mean, you can't trust the police. What is going on? You can't trust the judge. Oh my God. No, he knew how to swim. Denise, he knew how to swim. He knew how to swim. Okay, so what I want to ask, okay, is in regards to the autopsy report. And I just want to see what the energy is around this autopsy, okay? Can you tell us the energy going on with these autopsy reports on Nolan Wells from Mississippi. He's 18. He died on a 4th of July boat trip. And they've done 2 autopsies. What's the energy on these autopsies? What's going on the autopsies of Nolan Wells? What do you want us to know? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. These autopsies. I don't know why I feel like I want to do Lenormand on this. Okay, so at the bottom of it all is the 4 of Cups. And the 4 of Cups talks about acceptance. 4 Cups in reverse, excuse me. Yeah, clarity and acceptance, right. And we definitely want some clarity. That's funny how I asked about the autopsies, okay? And that's what autopsies are for, to give you clarity. But it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. And the Hierophant in reverse. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. And Judgment. And Strength. And the World. Now, this has to do with breaking tradition. Okay, breaking tradition. Not going along with the MO of things. Okay, and there was a decision, there was judgment. Okay, and I think this judgment was for control. And it's justice. And we got the World, which is a completion. Okay, so maybe there's something going on with complete control. Okay, we have justice, but the scales are not balanced right here. See, that bothers me. The scale is not balanced. And the 3 of Cups. Now, this talks about friends and celebration with your friends, your family, okay? Oh, yeah, 4th of July celebration, okay. And this 4th of July celebration did not go with tradition. Okay. So, the Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity, a new opportunity, and prosperity. We're asking about the energy of the autopsies. So you definitely have, there's no balance. It's out of balance, okay? It's not your traditional, regular schmegular autopsy, apparently. The Fool. That's interesting because it's a It's a new opportunity, a new beginning. So something's new here. Something's new. Betrayal, heartbreak. It also talks about separation. That's interesting because there's a lot of his body that was separated, as far as I'm concerned. And the King of Cups. It's funny because this gentleman right here is somebody who's balanced, okay, somebody who thinks clearly, and it's going on the justice, which is out of balance, and the fish jumping out of water. And the Queen of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles in reverse. And the Queen of Wands. And the Three of Wands in reverse. So this Queen of Wands is facing obstacles. She's facing obstacles and a lack of teamwork. This Queen of Pentacles is a female energy that has money, okay? And the King of Cups beside her, like I said, is someone who's supposed to be fair and balanced. So interesting. And the Queen of Cups in reverse. Someone who's really sensitive and needy, insecure. And the Ace of Wands. The Empress. The Nine of Wands in reverse. And the Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, somebody's hiding something. Oh, oh, interesting. This talks about fertility. I'll be right back. Fertility, no protection, and we're going to find out about it. The Truth Oracle. Can you give us clarification? Okay, we're asking about the energy on the autopsy of Nolan Wells. He had two of them, and I'm getting all this energy. I have one male, and I have the rest are females. 1, 2, 3, 4 females. Feminine energy, rather. Nine of Wands, by any means necessary. Nine of Wands in reverse. Trapped, stubborn, giving up. And that keeps coming up too. Tired. What can you tell us about this? What kind of clarification can you give us about this read here? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Interesting. Interesting. Can you give us the truth of clarification on this here read? Cool down, calm, pause, solidification. Okay. Addiction, drugs, alcohol, obsession, and toxic attachments. There's a hidden truth here. Okay. There's a hidden truth. Okay, so there's I kind of get that something's hidden. There's a shadow on the other side. Okay, somebody's paying attention. Firm, wide awake, clean, and decisive. And a crown, an owner, a master, somebody at the top level. Sunset, lost loved one, memories, elder, and nightfalls. Now, isn't that something? Forgotten person. See the question mark? Forgotten person. Core, past, old friend. And encounter. Meet by chance, love at first sight, crush. And it's ascending, level up, promotion. So something went up, progress, something went up. And a snake, alive, poison, fertility. And there we go with that symbol. Remember I was telling you the symbols? Roll of the dice. Somebody took a chance. Somebody took a risk, a leap of faith. And I think that person might have been Nolan. Interesting. Right, exactly. Exactly. Okay. But they got to get, okay, see, the thing about it is you can't talk about nobody being charged, okay, until you prove that there was something that broke the law. And you can't prove it when you got body parts missing, okay? See what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, and he was talking about the amount of decay of the body. Now, I thought they put you in the freezer to keep you from decaying. I don't know what, I don't, okay? So, with that said, it's just interesting if they don't, okay, how we're finding this stuff out. I mean, I thought they kept you in the freezers. Isn't that what the morgue is downstairs? Isn't that the freezer they keep the bodies in the hospital? The organs were not sent to, okay, I didn't expect the organs to be sent, okay, but I just didn't know that they took out the throat. For whatever reason, I did not know that during an autopsy, it was routine to remove the throat. Interesting. I learned something, okay? And then the parts were not sent along with the body, which I thought it was okay. Look, the whole case rings sour, okay? So I knew when, okay, on the autopsy that it wasn't going to be right, okay? And to me, it was done on purpose. And even if there was no wrongdoing in the autopsy, I think it was done on purpose that you sent this half-ass stuff, okay, to the person so that they can look at it too. Because believe me, if the coroner wanted a second opinion or his thoughts, I bet you that coroner would have sent everything he needed to send. Okay. So, what is going on in regards to Nolan Wells' autopsy? What's going on with his? What in the world is going on with his autopsy? Okay, just give us some, information. What is going on with the autopsy? The autopsy. Okay, we're gonna do four cards at a time. Okay, on Nolan Wells' autopsy reports. The autopsy. What do you want us to know? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. Four cards. What's going on with this autopsy? Four cards. Okay, we have the Five of Cups in reverse. Recovery, letting go, and contentment. 4 cards. Tell us more. Tell us more. The autopsy. What's going on with his autopsy? 4 cards. 4 cards. Let me scoot him over a little this way because that air is hitting it. Nolan Wells, autopsy. What's going on? We have the 9 of wands, okay, in reverse. Now, this is tired. Giving up, trapped. 4 of pentacles, holding on to something. And the King of Wands. And the 9 of Swords. Now, they said that there was no cuts, no obvious trauma on the body. Okay. The only thing they have is the bruising, the deep tissue bruising of the back of the head. Okay. If the body was not a full body, why couldn't they cremate him? It was a full body. What you mean? Oh, the coroners. Okay, the pathologist. Sorry. His body washed up on shore. That's what they're saying. There was no trauma to the body. And why the coroner could release his findings and not the other coroner? Four more cards. No, they did. I don't know if that's what I was asking. Well, I didn't. Okay, I wasn't expecting them to do that because I kind of expect if it's dirty dealings, then it's dirty dealings. The thing about it is, accidents do happen. Okay. But if it was sincerely an accident, You would have rushed to his aid. You would have rushed and told somebody. Okay, all this secrecy and lowering up, okay, would not be going on if it was seriously an honest accident with this gentleman. That's why everybody's questioning it and everything like that. And sometimes it's giving me the feeling that it may not be such a kid thing. It may be more of an adult thing. Okay. See, this was an excursion for the kids to get away and go on and do something. You know, they still young. They still young and dumb, you know, for them to do something. But when I looked at the picture and I see all these overgrown adults and all these people, we're going to do four more cards. I just don't know what to say. I wouldn't even want to be there. It's one of those situations where I'm here now because I'm on the boat. I got off the boat and I'm looking at all this going on. Okay, anything can happen. Okay, so and then here's another thing too is I know if you notice that I'm doing these cards, okay, and these were a lot of kids, and we're dealing with kids, okay, no doubt about it. I know they were grown, okay, but they're still kids. 20, 20, 19, 18, that's kids, okay. But I'm not getting kids in these readings. I'm getting kings and queens. Catch that T. That might be why I'm feeling some kind of way, because I'm not getting young, innocent teens. I'm getting corrupt adults in my reading. Right. They said the stomach contents were sent out for analysis. Okay. And there's apparently waiting for all this stuff to come back from the first autopsy. Okay. So, with that said, we have the the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this is a loss. We have the Emperor in reverse. Okay. We got the King of Wands. We have the Moon in reverse. And we have the Star in reverse. So I don't know what I'm getting because my mind is all over the place, to be honest with you, because I'm just so discombobulated. Okay, and I'm trying not to get upset. Something wants me to get upset and angry, and I'm just disgusted because I'm not getting children. I'm getting adults here. What you eat? She ain't came in here. She just chewing. What you chewing on, girl? And licking your lips. You didn't bring me a plate. She just looking at me. This is what I'm getting. Okay, let me go in with another deck. This is crazy. Let's do some terror oracle. Okay, some curiosity. Okay, what can you tell us is going on with this Nolan Wells incident? Boat incident, 4th of July incident in Mississippi on Horn Island. Okay, what can you tell us? What do you want us to know? This is, what is going on? I am so curious. Okay, these grown adults. Oh, I got a card. And the boy ends up dead. 18 years old. He's not even 19. I mean 18 as just turned 18. What's his birthday? June? Sheesh. So what do you want us to know? This incident with Nolan Wells on Horn Island on the 4th of July. What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. I'm gonna have to pull out my what's that? Is this that what lies beneath? Okay, because that's treacherous. Woo, that dick there. Clean slate. A full reset is now in play. Past decisions, outdated dynamics, and former versions of self are no longer calling the shots. Villain vibes. They're never the villain in their own story, but the trail of chaos says otherwise. Something about their vibe doesn't sit right. Numbing out. They say they got it under control, but the pattern is starting to show. When life gets heavy, their escape route is always chemical. Ooh. Blame it on the drugs and the alcohol. Falling in love. Whether they saw it coming or not, the heart's getting involved and it's getting deep fast. This is more than just a flame. Okay, so there's more to it. Back together. The honeymoon round 2 has begun, but the real tease in how long it will last. Canceled. They crossed the line. Now they're being called out and torn down. A fall from grace hits harder when it's public. A fall from grace hits harder when it's public. Dirty laundry. They thought they buried it deep, but old messes have a way of resurfacing, and this one's messy enough to leave a stain. Oh boy. Consequences. No more running. The karma is catching up and someone's being held accountable. Y'all gonna blow. Okay, this one gonna blow y'all mind. It's gonna blow your mind. Expecting a new life is forming, ready or not. This changes the vibe, the stakes, and the whole storyline. Somebody pregnant. Okay, that's why that Empress card, I told you, okay, fertility. Misunderstood. The real version never made it past the rumors. Now they're stuck defending what they never said. And there's a hidden agenda. Not everyone's motives are obvious. This connection comes with a fine print and a hidden clause. Could this be something about who's the baby daddy? Don't tell me we frozen again. Hey, Kathy. Who wanted the answer? There you go. Hey, Sandy Mandy. Okay, so what lies beneath? What can you tell us is going on with the death of Nolan Wells? What was going on? What's going on this? And the thing about it is, it could be something that Nolan, they may not even have nothing to do with it. Okay, but his death could be bringing it out. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. Everything's alleged for your entertainment. There's no facts in this video, no truth at all. It's all alleged. Okay. I'm wondering if somebody was on that trip that really wasn't supposed to be there, okay? Was something going on that, I mean, there's a lot of people that are not aware of the situation. Maybe Nolan wasn't aware. Maybe he found out, okay? And maybe it was to kill for, maybe not. I don't know. Let's see what lies beneath in the death of Nolan Wells in Mississippi on Horn Island in Mississippi on the 4th of July. There we go. On the 4th of July. What do you want us to know? What's going on with this situation here? Okay. Well, what's the big secret? Okay. Because there's something there's something lying underneath this whole death. There's something. And the thing about it is, that wasn't the only, there were various arguments that broke out, okay, amongst this, on this island. We'll say on the island, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of people on there, okay? Something was bound to happen, okay? And apparently there were arguments, or I don't know if there were fist fights, but there were arguments, disputes that had broke out on that island. People intoxicated, okay, whatever. So let's see. What do you want us to know? What can you tell us? And thank you for your answers. Entropy. No, entropy. 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 I said it with an H though. All orders tend toward chaos. All energies dissipate. Your fight is not against decay, but for a graceful rate of return to dust. Wow. Drinking. Ashes. This is not ruin. This is the cleared ground. Nothing false can grow here now. Interesting. Hive mind, okay? Your original thought was the price of admission. Now you pay rent to live in someone else's dream. And the lie. The foundation is a fiction. The stability is an act. It will collapse under its own weight. Okay? So all this is BS. Someone lost their life in the process. No solution. Not every problem has a fix. Some knots cannot be untied, only cut through or carried. So you're either going to cut through it or you're just going to go on and carry it. Put it back in your purse. Okay. And imposter. The fear is not that you'll be found out. The fear is that you're right. And any moment, the grace period ends. That's what I'm talking about. Okay? Your grace period is going to be up sooner or later. Okay? Imposter. The gaze. The monster was the guard. The treasure was the door. It was blocking. The key was your unwavering look. Okay? Like you discovered something. Okay? Thank you for the flowers. Thank you for the jewels. And flashback. The past is not past. It's a silent film projector in your skull, and someone else holds the remote. Okay. This is deep stuff. Okay, let me see. Let's keep going deep. That's what we're here to do. Okay, hold on. There we go. Okay. There we go. Y'all ready to ride? This is the new version of What's the Tea? What can you tell us these energies going on in the deck of Nolan Wells, okay? Out there on Horn Island, Mississippi on the 4th of July. What's tea? What's the tea? And thank you for your answers. Mm-hmm. Thirsty, seeking attention, needing validation, desperate and pushy. Somebody was thirsty. Flexing, showing off, prideful and conceited, flashy and boastful. Now we're getting down to business. Buttering up, using charm, persuasion for personal gain, finessing. Booty call, beckon call, sexual invitation, all about the sex. Tiptoeing, acting shady, sneaking around, avoiding getting caught. Fuego, fire, chemistry, intense passion, things are heating up. Not today. Left on read, not in the mood, avoidance. Ooh. Someone was avoiding. Ooh. Spilling the beans, revealing secrets, cats out the bag, untrustworthy. The dirt's coming out in the wash, you guys. Siren call, sexual tactics, gaining attention, lured by temptation. There go the devil. Body shaming, low self-worth, negative body image, feeling judged. Cock blocking, inaccessible, third-party interferences, failed sexual attempts. And then we have laid up, cuddle section, intimate moments, escaping the world together. Vacation, okay? Romantic getaway, spending time together, enjoying one-on-one time. So as you see here, okay, there is a mix of energies going on here, okay? That might be why it's so hard for me to get to where I'm trying to get to. There's so much energy interference, okay, so to speak, that's coming in because so many people and so much was intense on that boat. Okay, on that island. There was a lot of people, a lot of intensity. Okay, and we got booty calls. We got folks laying up in secret. Okay, we got folks getting rejected. We got folks getting body shamed. It's all kind of stuff going on that island. Okay, that's what was going on. Too much was going on. Okay, too much was going on. Okay, so with that said, I want to go in with the Rhapsody Tarot, and I want to try and focus on Nolan, okay? And try and focus on Nolan and see, because there's a lot of energy coming out. And really, you don't really know whose energy you are reading. Okay, so with that said, let me light some more smudge. Look at my baby. She just laying up there looking at me, paying attention. How poo you gonna throw some cards, girl? Huh? Hey, my baby gonna throw her some cards. Yes, she is. Yeah, so let's see. If we could just get Nolan. We are calling on the energy of Nolan Wells. And that's it. Just Nolan. Nobody else's energy. Let's just call on Nolan and see what's up with Nolan. The energy of Nolan. We're just talking about the energy. I don't know what happened to his throat. They didn't send it with his body. They took his throat out and they didn't send it with the body. The thing about here's the thing about being beaten, okay? If he was beaten, it would have showed. Okay? It would have showed. He was in the water, what I say, no more than 2 days. I heard it was diversity. You're welcome, Miss Lady. See, because Keisha, she running up and down the hall. Girl! The thing about this is, okay, it's a lot of negative energy because people were drinking and doing drugs, okay? They were already negative before they got to the island, okay? It was just a place where they could do it probably freely because they know it would probably be no police there because they know it is a remote island with nobody on it, okay? So there's no this. I mean, all I'm saying is like Paul told Helen, ain't no telling. Okay? Ain't no telling. That's the part they don't want you to know. Say, okay. So give us the energy of Nolan. Nolan Wales on the 4th of July. Nolan Wells on the 4th of July on that Horn Island, out there with his 3 friends on the boat. Give us Nolan's energy. Nolan's energy. And thank you for your answers. I have to remember that when I go in, okay, because this is just too much going on. Now the bottom, betrayal. He was betrayed. Two of Cups. Two of Cups represents choices, cooperation, okay, and partnership. And it was hidden. And the Nine of Wands, okay? By any means necessary. And the betrayal, and this, see, this right here, Seven of Swords, it was hidden. Something was going on that was hidden. We got 10 of Cups, okay? So there could have been drugs and alcohol. And it could be hidden drugs and alcohol. See what I'm saying? Yeah. The Magician. They was turning all kind of tricks out there. I mean, you know, tricks as in all different kind of party favors, as you would say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 4 of Cups. Okay. And they may have offered him something that he turned down. He may have turned something down. And then we got the Two of Partners right here and drinking something. They may have had a bet going, okay? And somebody they could have put something in this drink. Maybe they didn't. I don't know, okay? We're going to see how many cups you could drink or how fast you could drink it down. I don't know. But there was an agreement. And the Lovers. Choices. All there's twos, okay? These are choices. There's clarity and there's truth. So they were clear choices. They were clear choices that he made. And the Two of Wands, a plan. Those are more choices. Oh, but the plan is going under the Seven of Swords. So he made clear choices, but there was a hidden plan of betrayal. Okay. And the Four of Pentacles. And that's going over the Magician. Somebody was holding on to something. Somebody was holding on to a trend. Somebody may have been holding on to a drug, allegedly. And the Queen of Swords. Okay. And it was known. They knew about it. Somebody knew. Here we go. So it was like there was a new love in this Queen of Swords here. This feminine energy who knew. Maybe she felt left out. Abandoned. Or she knew that he was abandoned. And was waiting for his ship to come in. but it was smoke and mirrors. They weren't coming back. There's where the devil was in the details. And the Page of Wands. So she must have, maybe she created, call herself being creative, okay, in an evil way. And might have started some conflict. Seven of Wands, okay, of protection, somebody protecting her because she's the damsel in distress. Is that what that was? And the King of Cups. There we go. That was the plan. The King of Cups comes to protect her. And the Three of Pentacles. It was teamwork. Okay. And that was the end. It was completed. Okay. Referring on Nolan's energy, okay, what was this plan? Okay, what was the secret plan in regards to betraying Nolan? Okay. Why were they betraying Nolan? Let's say ask that. Why was he being betrayed? Why was he being betrayed? What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Why was he being betrayed? The Emperor. That's like a father figure, okay? It could be the police, but we're dealing with the kids, so it's a father's figure, somebody's dad. The Lovers. Maybe he was doing something, he wanted to be recognized, okay? He wanted recognition. Victory, accomplishment, okay? And the Ace of Cups, oh, he wanted to show off. For the event, in front of the community, okay, and the new love, to protect her, to protect and control. And walk away. Abandonment. I keep getting abandonment. Letting go and cutting losses. The Hierophant. So the police, exchanged, okay? There's an exchange, could be information, evidence. Let's see. Page of Wands. A message. Oh, didn't they say something about his messages? Oh, the police may have got hold of the messages then. And the Page of Pentacles. I wonder, was there some money involved? Okay, now you see we getting to the pages. We getting to the kids. Okay, we got the pages here. They're messengers, but they're children as well. And the King of Swords. Oh! And this Page of Pentacles is facing this King of Swords, who has strength over top of him, which is protection. Protecting his daughter, who has money. And then we got this page. So there was a message. And the Five of Cups. Loss, sadness, and disappointment. And the Knight of Cups. Coming forth with some information of conflict, competition. And the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, I wonder if she related to the King of Swords. And the Nine of Swords. So now we got nightmares and anxiety. Worry, suffering. And the World. And the Devil. Woo-wee. And Justice. And the Star. So the main thing is, okay, and this scale, as you see, is balanced. This is balanced, okay. So this right here, the Star, is letting me know that that is the key, that there's justice and that there was conflict. And it will be swift. and the Nine of Cups. Now, the Nine of Cups talks about wishes fulfilled, talks about fulfillment, abundance, good luck, happiness, okay? And the Ten of Pentacles, the family. And the betrayal, the pain, the sadness. I'm wondering, did Katie tell a lie? Did she tell a lie like I've been raped and I'm pregnant and it was him? And the daddy thought he was protecting his daughter? Now he's feeling stupid because it wasn't what she said? Allegedly. I'm just throwing that out there. But what I'm getting is that something, it was a message, okay, and that he felt he was protecting. Now, he ain't got a good background either. The girl's dad, okay, and thought he was protected, but you know how the devil is, okay, with all that drinking and drugs, okay, going on, that maybe she thought it was funny at first. Okay. It's kind of what I'm getting, okay? Don't quote me, but it's something about that situation I just told you, okay? Something about that. Okay. So if that was the case, because my thing is, they're showing conflict. Maybe there's an argument and a confrontation. Okay. But this boy didn't have any. He may have been hit in the back of the head that knocked him out. Into the water. Or he could have been pushed into the water and hit his head on the bottom of the boat. Because I'm wondering why he doesn't have any other signs of altercation or even defense wounds. Okay. Well, apparently he was knocked out the boat. Or he was knocked unconscious. You see what I'm saying? Just one hit in the head, you know, just like one punch. If it was a punch, it would be in the front. Okay, this is the back. If they were beating him with the pole, where are the signs? There's no signs. Even though he's in the water, he wasn't in the water that long. Whatever they did to him would have showed up. Oh, the award went up $125,000. Well, I don't know if Dad hit him. I don't know if Dad hit him because somebody, the king's, the knight of swords, comes into this picture. That's why I was asking you, the Knight of Swords and the King of Swords, were they related? Okay. When did she say that, and what channel? Oh, I don't know. I don't. Okay, the girl said they were beating him with a pole. I don't know what anybody said pretty much about this. What happened to this boy? I'm just going cold. Okay. The only thing I've seen is news about the autopsy. Okay, and some readings on here. But as far as the news story and what the friends said and what the parents, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not looking into it because when I see stuff like that, it's like, okay, I don't even want y'all to tell me nothing because I know y'all lying. Okay. See what I'm saying? There's too much going on. So I don't want to know anything. I don't know if, no, it wasn't the Cajun Navy that found him. The Cajun Navy was out helping to look for him. He washed up on shore, and then somebody came upon the body. They are mixing lies with truth. The pool party, we're not talking about a pool party. We're talking about where the man washed up. He washed up on the island. So a swimming pool has nothing to do with being washed up on a beach, on a remote island. Okay? So we could just forget about that. Even if he was at the pool party. Okay? They found him on the beach. That's where he washed up. The thing about getting on, okay, oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. That's the discrepancy. Okay. The thing about getting on another boat is there were too many boats around. You could have gotten on a boat and got off, and the people who owned the boat probably wouldn't even know you had got on a boat. That's how many folks it was out there, and how many boats was out there. You could have went on this boat, that boat, just went from boat to boat. Okay. They just didn't have doors for you to knock on. You could have went door to door. They could have went boat to boat just that quick. That's how close they were. Yes. Okay. So now what they were talking about was the discrepancy that Katie told, I guess she told the police that Nolan had left to go get on the boat. That's the last time she saw him. Okay. The boys are saying that he didn't want to get on the boat. He wanted to stay up there on the island or on that boat with Katie. So there's two discrepancies here. You saying he left to go with them, and they saying he stayed to be with you. So they have a discrepancy right there. That's one of them. I'm pretty sure there's more than that, but that's one of them. Okay, so talking about the energy of Nolan, okay, Nolan Wells, and nobody else's energy, can you please tell us the cause of death? Okay, no. Can you tell us how Nolan ended up in the water? Right, his body washed up. There's another discrepancy. His body washed up not too far where they were at, but they said they were somewhere else. And see, here's the thing too is they didn't have cell phone service, okay, out there. They don't have phone service on that island. So you can't call anyway. Maybe you can radio, but you can't call nobody on the cell phone because there's no service out there. Okay? So we're going to go with that. Now, let's see, how did Nolan end up in the water? Let's see if they can tell us that. Nolan Wells, how did he end up in the water? Can you tell us, will you tell us how Nolan Wells ended up in the water in the first place? To end up washed up on shore. How did he even get in the water? What can you tell us about how Nolan Wells ended up in the water that 4th of July weekend? And thank you for your answers. How did he end up in the water? Four Pentacles. Oh, that's interesting. Greed, control, security. They had security over there? I mean, I would think they would have security with all those people. Tell us more. Queen of Wands. The Three of Wands, the plan. It was a plan. Queen of Wands was waiting. Talks about a new perspective. In the past, she was hanging around. And there was conflict. Interesting. Oh. This says letting go. He may have been hanging on to something and let go. Maybe there was some type of competition. You know, that was the plan, to look like a competition. Because Five of Wands is conflict, but it's conflict, it's also competition. Yeah. Okay. And the Star. There was clarity. So I might be onto something. There's some clarity. There's some truth. There's a Ace of Swords. A new idea. Communication. The Nine of Cups. They was drinking. Nine of Swords. This could be drugs. Nightmares. Worry. Suffering. Okay. and the King of Wands. So we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. And the Fool. And the Seven of Pentacles. There we go, waiting, waiting, waiting. There's the King of Cups. See all these grown men? Look at this. The King of Wands and the King of Cups and the Queen. The King of Wands, the King of Cups, he's here waiting. He might have been intoxicated. Okay, there you go. There's your deceit. Okay. And there's the Movement. And the King of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Instability, corruption. Mm-hmm. And the Hierophant. And the Tower, to avoid disaster, is in reverse. Quickly. They hurry up in line. And the Page of Cups. Okay, now here we come with a little boy or a little girl, a young teenager. Okay. The first thing that comes to my mind, and this is allegedly, okay, at the end. Let me hang on to the end because I tend to forget it. Okay, they thought they were going to avoid disaster, okay, by blaming it on the children. Or making it look like it was one of the kids. But I think it was an adult. And there's the magician manifesting. Okay, now at the beginning of the story, I'm looking at the Queen of Wands, who I believe is the judge in this picture. Okay, or the mother of one of the boys. That's her energy. The mother of one of the boys, okay, had a plan. Why she had a plan, I don't know. But Nolan walked into it like a moth to the flame. Okay? He may have been drugged. Seems like he was tricked. Okay. And it ended up being deadly. He ended up losing his life. So now they all running scared, okay, and trying to avoid a disaster and making it look like it was a teenage thing, okay. That teen. That's allegedly, okay. That's allegedly. I'm on a roll here. Let me see. Okay. How did Nolan get the deep bruising on the back of his head and neck? How did he obtain the bruising? This is Nolan. How did Nolan obtain the bruising on the back of his head and neck? The deep tissue bruising. He has no other marks on his body but the back of his head. What do you want us to know? And thank you for your answers. Mm-hmm. The Two of Wands. Oh, a choice. It was a choice. It might have been a stick. Or a board. Two of Wands. Taking action. Okay, so there was action taken. The World. Okay, so we have a completion. Knight of Wands. There you go with that stick. If I get the Ace of Wands, I know, okay. I know. And the Three of Wands, okay. Waiting and planning. And the Queen of Swords. Now this is another female. Interesting. And the Ace. Okay, she's a witness. I think this lady is a witness. She saw something. And the Moon. Hidden. Okay. So there's a female that knows. She knows the truth. Okay. The Ace of Clubs. A new love. They wanted to end. This new love situation. Don't start 9, won't be 9. And maybe like that little birdie putting something in his drink. And the King of Pentacles in reverse. Talks about instability. And the Fool. Opportunity. And this was quick action. She told the police. Page of Pentacles. Being left out in the cold. Okay. The Ten of Cups. And Temperance. The Eight of Swords, okay. Feeling stuck. Denial. Helplessness. And Page of Swords. There's Chatty Patty. Yep. Bringing forth the message. And the Ten of Wands. A burden, a struggle. Didn't I tell you? The Ace of Wands. And the Hermit. Yeah, boo-boo. You giving me orders? Yeah. Well, you're going to have to take your complaints to the third floor of the customer service, okay? I'm busy. And the High Priestess. And the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And the Page of Wands. Okay, now we're getting the kids. That's right. Now here come the kids. And the Seven of Cups. Smoke and mirrors. Okay. Now, some people call this the bully stick. That's why I said if I know if the Ace of Wands come up, okay, the bully stick. Okay? Ace of Wands. That's how he got the deep tissue bruising in the back of his head. He was hit. Okay? And the sad part about it is there are adults. They know what happened. It was too many MF adults on that island to stop what was going on. Okay? If there was a conflict, if there was a fight, there was too many freaking adults on that island to break it up. Okay? They hit that boy in the back of his head, okay? He couldn't save himself, was knocked out, especially if the bruising was that deep. He got hit pretty hard. Okay? Say. It didn't look violent because it didn't bust his skull. Okay? He would have had a cracked or busted skull, but it didn't do that. But it was damaged. What do you call that? Like a concussion? Mm-hmm. She ain't getting no snack. He didn't leave on no boat. He didn't leave on the boat. He was in the water. And he washed up ashore. He didn't leave on the boat. He didn't leave anywhere. Maybe they saw the altercation and his friends hightailed it out of there because they were his friends, okay? Probably scared the mess out of them. But I'm thinking that it was some adults that did this to this boy, okay? Because they lying. I'm telling you why they lying. It was too many adults on that island not to have broken up any altercation that fell out. Not if you hit with a big stick. And you hit by a man from behind. Oh, you don't see it coming, so he got full exposure. I don't know if Dad hit him. I don't know who hit that boy. He hit that boy, and they know who did it. I'll tell you what Tasha's telling me. Tasha's telling me she wants me to go into the living room and sit in my favorite chair to watch TV so she can jump in my lap and get her little booty rubbed. That's what she wants. That's what she did yesterday. She beat me to it. Soon as I get up and tell y'all bye, okay, and I get up, she on her way out the door. Okay, and where does she go? Straight to the living room and looking to see, making sure I'm coming behind her. Don't let her fool you. Oh, oh my God. Come here, little girl. Come here. You tell these people, you say, I'm so sweet. You tell the little people what's going on, huh? You gonna tell them what's going on? She said, what is all this up here? Yeah. You being a good girl? Okay. Yeah. You want to get back down? Okay. Come here, Keisha. Oh, she said, Keisha say, Let me lift my chair up. Okay. So. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so we read on the dad, and the dad is uh he looks like in my reading is I noticed I don't know if he's it's drugs and alcohol allegedly. Okay, I try to think because I have one more question for Nolan, and I want to see. Okay, um, I'm trying to ask a question that we could. It's easier to paint out a story. Okay, Nolan. Let's see. This is Nolan's energy. What happened to your friends who came with you? Your friends who came with you on the island, who brought you to the island on that 4th of July. What happened to your friends? What happened with your friends or to your friends? What happened with that situation? The friends. Your friends. What happened to your friends that you came to the island with? What happened to the friends? And thank you for your answers. What happened to your friends that came with you on the island? 6 of Pentacles. Okay. 6 of Pentacles talks about generosity. Okay. Advancement and good fortune. Okay. The Sun in reverse. Okay. What are we talking about? Okay. Depression, sadness, loss of hope, temperance. Okay. The Star. Ace of Pentacles. A new opportunity, prosperity and ambitions, and the Four of Swords. Ooh. Now, the Four of Swords talks about clarity and recovery and self-love and solitude. And the Two of Cups, a partnership. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So there was some manipulation, some overindulgence, and financial issues going on. They were stressed, they were worried, they were burdened. Oh, wow. Left out in the cold. They left him. Abandonment. And the Ten of Cups. And the Five of Cups. And betrayal. I think two of the friends, there was some issues with two of the friends, okay, were manipulating. Five of Swords. Battles wisely, honey. This is loss. And the Three of Cups. The three of the friends. So we have a hangman here. So I don't know. There's about two of the friends. Okay, there was an agreement, some type of agreement or partnership going on. But we got three of the friends. Okay, that showed that they were indecisive. Okay, they had a different perspective. They have a different perspective. Okay, so they were and waiting. Okay, smoke and mirrors. And we have the Ace of Swords. So the three of them decided, okay, to, let me see, we have the hangman here, letting go, sacrifice. Mm. I think too that the friends did not want to wait. They did not want to wait for whatever reason. They didn't want to wait. I got betrayal. Well, that betrayal can also be pain. Mm. But I got these cups. I think the issue started from drinking. Okay. I think they were drinking, and that's when an issue or an attitude came up. Hmm. And they started seeing things in another perspective. Okay. They didn't want to wait. They got smoke and mirrors and betrayal and abandonment. Okay. Apparently, there seemed to be some type of worrying. They were worried about something, some finances. Now, from my understanding, okay, they supposedly left the island on the 4th of July around 4 p.m. 4 p.m. That's daylight. That's daylight. Thank you, Mary, of my 2,000 subscribers. Woo! Woo, 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 woo. Okay, I know, huh? You see that? Thank you. Now, the friends could have brought him out. The friends could have brought him out there according to plan. And they met their end of the bargain and they left. Okay? That's a possibility too. Okay? So I'm going to say that allegedly they did leave him. Okay? And I feel like between that time that they left and whatever time, there was maybe an altercation, an argument, or something. But I think that little girl has something to do with the situation that Nolan ended up in. Okay? I think she may have had something to do with that. So, with that said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give a video a thumbs up because there's definitely going to be more. Most of all, stay blessed. Bye.